Welcome to the stream. I won't be showing my face today. I'm strictly going to be trading price action and giving my reasons for entries and exits based off of the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minute. This stream is actually being recorded mainly who have been asking about trading. So let's get to it. This will not be a very, how do I say, entertaining kind of trading day. I'm going to be rather quiet. However, there will be trades taken at some point in time, and then we will reflect on those at the end of the day. I actually think I'm going to change this back to the white. Oh, wait, not that one. This one. We're going to open this up. Making sure all the tickers stay in queue, just to be sure. I feel like this is a little bit cleaner. I like to use the black background when I'm looking in the evenings, but since it's obviously daylight, we're going to use the white. So coming into this, we're going to open this up on the 5 minute and just kind of look back and see what has happened. Oop, and before I do anything crazy, here, just dropping down my size there. So on the 5 minute time frame, oh, this is the one. See, that's what I was talking about. Let me see, hold on. Oh, this is the 15-second. Okay. Well, we're going to look at the 5 right now. 5 minute time frame. We're kind of starting to get a bottom here. Would basically say this zone is what we're watching. As we notice, London has clearly set the flow here of coming down. I don't see anything on this 5 minute that tells me that New York is done. Most likely we're going to get a sell-off. We're very close to 25,000 even. Big fat round number. So I'm just going to mark off 20,000 flat, right? Well, close enough. Let's see if I can, if I double, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There, now we're at 25,000. So I'm going to lock this in place just for future reference. That way we can see. Obviously, we have not been down here in a long time. We had a W previously, but we have imbalances all the way down from October 22nd during a midweek reversal. As far as I know, there's been no news to come out to suggest that, there's any reason for this week of sell-offs to change. We are coming down. So look, we broke the 50 with multiple red and violet vectors. Failed to break, failed to break. This was likely a stop hunt on the 1 minute, but you could have held from London open. So this is basically a double top right here. Oops, wrong one. So this was your double top. So this is how on the daily candle, we barely have anything topside. Yesterday was a red vector on the daily. Usually we like to come back into those. They have not done that yet, so I'm kind of anticipating some kind of a reversal today, but it may not happen, so we're not going to have a bias. We're looking for more red vectors. So here we had basically, if you're M formation on the smaller time frames, this was an M. This would be level 1. And really this is, see, this could be like level 2, level 3. And then this, you could see this as a W. The only reason I was taught that this would not be a valid structure is that we've only come back to the 50 this one time. So this would be your level 1 retrace. This really didn't make it there. They tried. They still tried again. We haven't made it there. It appears that we're still in a downtrend. I am going to paste this in the chat here. Okay, again, today's going to be rather lackluster for trading. This is not for entertainment. This is more so for teaching. I'm going to mark off yesterday's low. Even though it's here, I'm just going to change this to red. This is the New York bottom. So where'd it go? To the right. Oh, it's in white. Oops. There we go. So there we have the bottom of New York previously. No, I have it set so that way you can't hear my music and whatnot. So we're just gonna let this play out. If I start seeing anything, I will come back and turn the mic on, but otherwise it should be a relatively quiet stream. Looking at the 15-minute, again, top of Asia. We still have price down below to attack. I think we could get that. Again, this is really close to the 25,000. And I'm actually going to set an alert. At 25,000. I think we will sweep that. Let's take a look at the 4-hour just to get a better idea. This long sell off. I don't see where I have. Check and see on the TDI. So the 4 hour, we're still coming down. We have no shark fin. We do have a blue vector all the way down here in the 800s from previous. We have quite a bit stacked up down here. Again, notice we have, oh, that's just a tiny wick. Okay, well, we basically have been selling off straight for almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours. Don't know if 23,000 is incoming or not, but as of right now, I'm going to wait for a test of 25,000. 15-minute still looks classic bearish. We're not seeing anything here on the TDI to state otherwise. 5 minutes coming down. No divergence. So I do believe that this is a true move to the downside. In fact, I'd probably even be cautious to take any longs at this point. This one, I'm going to actually collapse this pane. There we go. And change this one over here to the 15-minute. Beautiful stop hunt in London. Let's see if they can sweep this. I think they'll be able to sweep it relatively quickly. And this one should be the 1 minute. 1 minute is how you get out of trades. Scares you out of your trades, basically. Okay, there is your 825 candle. Typically, this isn't like an injection of liquidity. I have not yet found any correlation to this as far as direction wise, so I do not trade this 825 candle. For my own sanity, I am going to find some music. So we're getting a push here back probably to the 50 on the 5-minute time frame. We're green and then blue on the 1. I'm going to take this over to the 15-second because that's my favorite time frame. This market really has not picked a direction for New York, so we're just waiting. We are coming up. We have 30 seconds till New York Open. They have made no attempt to sweep the lows. So I think that's exactly where we will be headed. Definitely getting an influx of volume here. See if we can go test that 25,000 or not. She is ripping. "15-second is obviously leaving behind volume to come back into, but I am not interested in longs at this point. The market has to show me that there's more to life than dumping. We broke the low of day, but I think we're going to continue lower. See how we're coming right back into that this box on the 5-minute that I had drawn that they've really been working in. I'm going to extend this a little bit. See, I just had a trading notification go off. Oh, it's just a, yeah, 5-minute red vector right here. I have it set. Red vector below the 50. Almost considering taking a trade here. But the fact that we sold off, so yeah, there was a fast push up. But notice how we sold off and the VWAP came down pretty dramatically here on the 15-second. I would be more interested in this if the VWAP had stayed up here on the open. I don't think that was the final sweep. We still haven't tapped 25,000. Back to the 50 on the 15-second. Could this possibly be a W? Let's see if this is going to hold. I really don't think this is going to hold. I see no green vectors. I don't see, look, the volume's actually dropping as the price is going up. Like, that's not a good sign. There we go. Come on. Continue down. This 1 minute still looks like it wants to dump. Notice we're right here at the previous low of London, basically. See if we can work back up, but I'm not, this is not convincing. $18 left of this first 5-minute candle. 5 seconds. There we go, breaking down further. If they snap it down and they don't immediately come back into this red vector on the 5-minute, then we might be looking for a scalp long. I know most would say to go short. I'm not comfortable shorting this market, which means I'm missing out on a lot of money. Okay, we're coming down. We're awfully close to that 25,000 point. Then again, we are getting awfully close. There we go. There we hit the 20s, 18s, 17s, 12s. All right, we took back that 5-minute imbalance. Tap 25,000. There should be, I don't see anything coming in on the volume to suggest that there was huge buys there at 25,000. We are violet on the 5, violet on the 1. Nope, they're going to continue selling off, or at least look for orders down here. Notice this 5-minute candle does not have as much volume in it yet, but yet we're going much faster. We're flushing. Just had a little bit more volume come in. And now we are well below any of the trend lines. Maybe not. Is it just me being curious here, looking at the lows? Put this on the 15-second. I am only interested in this if we get some sort of a W structure. That was a nice hard sell-off. If we pop right back over, man, we're still awfully far from 25,000. Yeah, this looks like usually they just want to fill this in, but that was a nice little pop of volume. No, this still looks very strong. So yeah, this green candle was volume, but they just wanted to come down further. Having all sorts of issues with OBS. So here we are. So now we have a blue on the 15-second. I'm going to switch it back to the 5. To the 1. We are at the low ADR of the day. We have violet candles above. 15-second. This actually could have been the sweep of the low. Nope. It's pulling back right away on the 15. Nope, there's the push. Let's see if we can get any more legs underneath this thing or not. We're watching the EMAs right here. Very laggy from TradingView to Tradeovate. So I have Tradeovate on my other screen while I'm watching this. We still have 3 minutes left of this 15-minute candle. Still sitting at I'm not seeing any final push to the lows. We did barely break that previous wick. I'm not sure I trust this move yet. No, it's fighting. We're going to give this one shot. We're just going to take this right back into the 15-second 50 EMA. That's all I'm looking for on a scalp. And this looks like it might roll over to come down again. So I'm only going to give this a little bit more. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, well, we'll just wait. That probably should have been my short entry for a short scalp. Of course, I get out and then it comes back up again. Still no greens. Coming right back into that 15-second. We might get stuck here. That's the one. So we obviously know that we have upside over 25,000. We're right here at 25,000. Let's see if they roll it over from here again for shorts. Yep, new 5-minute candle. I think, yep, there's the pop back over the 50. And we're just gonna go ahead and put a, yeah, and we got stopped out again, which is okay. Waiting to see. They usually like to reclaim these 5-minute green vectors. If it was blue, I'd be less likely, but it's kind of got to make a decision here. Yep. Got to give it a little bit more room to breathe. Going break even and almost getting tapped out immediately. I don't like that wick on the top side. Yep, they took me out. Knowing that there's things top side. Yeah, I was just about to say I was going to try switching to the shorts. But with this being a red vector on the 15-second, I'm going to wait. Let's see if we can get like some kind of like a second leg here. but that was probably my retrace for a continuation down. See, we have a red vector above. We're starting to flip on the 15-second. Kind of struggling here at the 50s. Possible buyer stepping in at the 50s. We're going to give this a shot. No, more volume coming in. Sellers. Okay, as we sell off, we're getting volume deteriorating. Oh, there was a little bit of volume stepped in right here on the 15-second. Notice this bar. 5 minute, we've taken back most of this green vector on the 5, but I need to see it shift out from here. So we have like a little, a possible micro W on the 15-second leading into a larger W structure where they failed to break the previous low. So now we're going to watch this and make sure that we can get over the 50 on the 15-second. Notice W within a W. And I have the volume cranked all the way up, so I'll just try to talk louder. We're now blue on the 5. We're tapping into the VWAP. Looks like a good $500 move to me. I closed. Oh, good close too. Notice it flipped at the VWAP and came right back down again. Not really seeing any volume here. Nothing crazy. So 15-minute ORB strategy would be, everybody would be taking this low, I think, if that's how it works. Oh, hey, BK. So I have the volume all the way up on the audio mixer. I'll try to just talk louder. For some reason, I'm not getting any music playing for myself. Actually, for some reason, I have no music. Oh, there's my sound. So weird. Okay, just checking all my connections. So as long as we keep printing lower on this 50 EMA, I mean, they took back the red vector with no 15-second imbalances. This is our first bit of volume here at the lows. I'm gonna take that. I know I'm getting in a little bit late here, and they could. I'm gonna put my stop at the low. There, my stop is in place. Could this just be like a shitty push up? It could. 2 green vectors failed to break over the 50 on the 15-second. Maybe not the smartest thing I've done today. And actually, I'm going to move my stop because if they come down here, then I'm wrong and they're going to break lower. Yeah, no problem. That's why I'm just recording this for learning purposes. And busy is good. That's how we all make money. And we are back to 25,000. Going to see if we can hold this spot. I think we will. It's either that or this is where we're going to run into... Oh, that was a W structure on the 15. Kind of messy. At least it feels like a W structure. We have red vectors coming down. Volume. Couldn't take out the lower leg. And then we had another double bounce here. So as long as we should clear about here. Unless we decide to fail the 25,000s. Let's see, we just bounce back off the 50 on the 15-second. We have a red vector. It should push up. This red vector pushing down into the 50 on the 15 should be to push another leg up. Yeah, and in fact, I'm moving my stops to break even. Might get stopped out there. Might be a good trade. Who knows? Might be too tight of a stop. The fact that they recovered this and they didn't push higher makes me nervous. Boy, we barely survived that one by about 2 ticks. Okay, now we're pushing back down again. Still sitting at that 25,000. This could be, if we fail, this would be like a failed upside auction. Maybe not. Stopped out. No, not quite a failed upside auction. Still sitting here. Working that 25,000 spot. 5 minutes says it wants to go up. 15-second isn't so sure. 15-minute, we do have a, like, this is where you want your entries to be. You want to be in the wicks. That way you can have a break-even stop. I really do think that we'll come back into this range. But as long as we keep failing this 25,000, we got to get over it and continue. We got to get back to the 13 on the 5. And right now it's definitely struggling. We got 4 minutes until the 9 o'clock candle, the new hour. There's our nice push up. So now what I'm watching for is, now we have this W structure still working for us. There's no green vectors pushing up here. I would like to see more volume. We just tap the 200, which would be the 50 on the 1. See if we can continue. The fact that there's no bottom wick on this little 15-second makes me think that we might be running out of gusto. Nope, there we go. Nice flip on the 15-second. Tiny little hammer candle. Again, just watching for structure here. 15-second. I mean, these candles flip all the time. But okay, there was a fast move, long wick upside. We've almost taken back. We're back at the 13. Still like to see us push back into this previous box here. Remember, we had this drawn off from earlier. See, this would be like, what people would consider like a liquidity sweep to come back up. There, I moved it just to give us some room here. We have 2 minutes. That might be enough of... I really want to see if we can actually continue to push up or not. This looks like we're starting to bleed out. I'm going to go ahead and just take that trade off the table. And now we're going to wait for the next. Usually when you get these red vectors on the 15-second at these higher points, they come right back up for them, kind of like they did here. Printed the red and then they came back up. Now they can come down and retest that 25,000. What I don't like is that this is going to leave a huge wick on the 5 minute, almost like stopping volume. So we're just going to kind of wait. Right now we're basically up 1,000 for the day. Yep, there's our new 9 o'clock candle, which this could easily flush either direction. So we're just going to wait. Definitely having connection issues today. And apparently it's not just on, it's something with my internet. So here we had a little stop hunt, grabbed the last of what we could, dropping down on the 15-second. Could this be an entry long? That's what I'm trying to decide. Oh, we did have some sells. This could be a continuation for the shorts. Could be. Let's see if they break. Nope, they pulled right back up again. Starting to get some kind of jerky price action here on the 15-second. Usually that's when the momentum is starting to change. Oh, let's see. It's gonna push down. Nope, up. Okay, let's see what they do with the VWAP here. VWAP is like right here. Nope, looks like they might have just picked up some orders at the VWAP. Some more sellers stepping in to push this market down. Can we get one spike lower? I think we can. We're gonna be patient and wait. See how here on the 15-second we had like this nice, even here starting violet, we had this nice push down. We knew that we wanted to come back up for those. So this was actually like our take profit point. Now we don't really have great direction. They're just kind of selling off. That's all that they're doing here. But there's no vectors. So I do anticipate them to re-break the lows possibly. The 5-minute looks like it wants to keep coming down. 15-minute has almost completely taken back that previous 15-minute candle. And still has 10, 11 minutes to go. I could see them break below the low ADR possibly. We're starting to get a lot. See how they're stair stepping here, like super tiny on the 15-second. And we have some volume picking up. Let's see if they go for the low. All right, that stair stepping pattern. Oh, quick pop up. Oh, new 5-minute. They're going to come down. Yeah, no longs here. Actually, we are going to go short. Probably should have gone short on that pop up. I am putting stops in place though, just in case they do something stupid. Kind of like what they're doing now. Disconnections from OBS. We're going immediately to break even on this trade. We just took back the previous 5-minute imbalance. I'm going to trail these stops on the 15-second. So as the 15-second pulls up and then flips, I'm going to use the wick as my stop. So say it decides to flip back up again and go higher, then it'll just take me out. But this way I'm not leaving any profit really on the table. This one hadn't flipped up yet. Very likely that it could. Notice as it's pulling back up, it'll probably just stop me out. I'm not going to cry about $900 profit. Nope, didn't want to stop me out. Okay, again, trailing back to the wick. This is actually 2 wicks in a row. Coming back up, looks like it might want to try and take me out. I don't know. 898 is where my stop is. Yep, there it goes. That's good. That was like $900. Now this actually, I want to take the longs just because, but it's not time yet. Okay, that wick on the 15-second makes me think that maybe. Let's sit here and watch it. Is that the push up? Nope. It's still wicking down. So they just triggered everybody short again. I kind of got in a little bit late on that one. But I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Once we start moving in profit, if it moves in profit, yep. So I'm immediately going to break even on the longs here. I like this push up. I don't see any major EMAs unless it just wants to come back down and smack me out, but there we go. We're going to trail it up on these 15 seconds, these wicks to the downside. Yes, eventually we will get taken out. That's the whole purpose of trailing your stops manually. Let's see if it's going to wick back up again and continue. As it pushes, I'm moving my stop back up. We've taken back all the imbalances on the 15-second. However, this could be a nice little ride topside. There we go. Oh, not quite. I want to see if it'll go to the 200 on the 15-second. Gotta trail it. You never know what this market's gonna do. Right there. Okay, we got tapped out. I probably should have waited, another 2 seconds. That would have been a good take profit right there at the 200 EMA on the 15-second. Into a green vector. That would have been more ideal. Back at 25,000. I'm actually not going to continue this all day. This live stream. Oh, actually, I know what I can do. I've got another account I need to do, so I'm just going to black out the screen for a second. If I can find it. Where's my display? There we go. Dang it. And it's going to give me issues. Hold on. It's okay. We're not really missing anything here. I have to accept some permissions on my TradeAbate account. Let me find my my add-ons, activate order flow, activate trading view. Okay, that should be it. Let me see if I can connect now. Yes, I can. All right, let me turn this back on. There we go. So this next one, I'm actually going to be using an ATM, which will automatically trail for me. Sometimes it runs it too tight. Thinking maybe I should just trail this myself. Actually, that is what I'm going to do. No. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually liking this for a continuation. Again, we're sitting at that 25,000 mark. Okay, we got stopped out. That's okay. I like this as a double bounce, but clearly it did not want to push up. Kind of getting smaller candles here. I'm not sure if we're actually going to continue pushing up. Kind of getting these little micro pullbacks. It's kind of getting busy right here as well. Seems like it wants to push out of this zone, even on the 5-minute, but I'm just trying to find a comfortable entry, and I'm not really getting that little pullback that I'm looking for. This might be one of those days where, oh, new 15-minute candle. Well, let's see what they do, because we have a huge wick on the 15-minute here to the downside. Usually I would say, that's like momentum pushing it the other way, but a lot of times they like to come back into these wicks. So now I'm just kind of watching here to see what they're going to do. I would love to see them sell off right here instead of pop. Let's see. No, they have chosen their direction. Okay, so I am using an auto trail feature. Notice how it cuts in and it saves my ass. I don't know. And it kind of continues. We'll see. Coming back to the previous midpoint of the 5-minute W, if this is a W. Could be a nice spot for them to sell off from. The fact that we have green vectors pushing out on the 15-second. We'll see what they do with 25.50. Okay, we just about came back to that 25.50 point right there where my cursor is sitting on the 15-second. 5 and 13 on the 5-minute are curling up. There we go. There's a nice pullback. Let's see if we can get a deeper pullback. I want deeper. Come on, man. There we go. Oh, no, it's not a vector on the 15. Come on, push down. I want to at least retest. Be nice to actually kind of, well, if we retest the VWAP, we might continue lower. Let's see what they do at the 50. We got the 200 and the 50 on the 15-second right here. It's looking like an entry long. Setting up like an entry long. There's definitely a lot of orders coming in right here. It's very jerky price action. Or it's a lack of orders. It's one or the other. Watching. I'm really wanting to actually go long right here, but there we go. Okay, it's going to come down a little bit. Let's see if it bounces. There's the 200 and it also 25,000. Just watching this candle. See what this one does. Sellers pushing price down again. Back to the 200 on the 15-second. Again, watching for price. Coming in. They're sitting right at that 25,000. There's a tap of the 50. Another tap of the 50. No vectors on the 15-second pushing it down. Still have 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. And this looks very flippy to me. Yeah, we're going to try a long here. And if it can't hold this 50 EMA right here at the... Let's see if it pulls back up again. Nope, tapping VWAP. Watching it, came right back at my entry again. Kind of fighting here at that 25,000. Trying to make a decision. Okay, my stop is trailing automatically, and we got stopped out with a profit of about $200 to $300, like 250. This is an Apex account, and that's the reason why I want to automatically have it preset as a trailing stop. So that way I always have a stop in place and a take profit, so they can't say I don't have one. So we're up like 270 on this account. I'm looking to make around 500 and then I'll call it a day. There's our lift again on the 15-second. I don't know if that's actually going to hold though. There's a blue vector on the 5 at the lows with a long wick. I feel like we could maybe come back down into that. Possibly even re-break lower. So this price action is kind of not what I want to be messing with at the moment. Why don't these go away? I have to actually take them off. Still pushing up again. All right. Are we actually going to leave here? This just seems jerky. Like every time it pulls up, it just wants to come right back down. So all they're doing is they're filling sellers, I think. I gotta stay out of this one. Yeah, they're really working this 25,000 zone. Notice they're holding the 50 the whole way. On the 15-second, 50, the 200, they tapped the New York session VWAP with a violet vector here. Violet vector on the 15-second. I just don't like this shitty price action right here. There we go. We coming back for it? See if they can actually... I'd like to see this be red vectors. Could be our continuation down. Let's see if they hold the VWAP or they lose it. It looks like we're going to lose the VWAP. I don't think this is a bounce off the VWAP. This looks stronger. There you go. Red vector. Let's make sure as long as this one does not flip back up. Nope. This looks stronger. Okay. Don't know if I believe that they're going to flip it right here. No. I need to wait. They've already started eating into this blue vector right here on the 5 that I kind of want to see them actually take this out fully. They took back about half of it. It was almost like they thought they could get follow through. Let's see. They just rejected the VWAP on the 15-second. Waiting for price to come down again. Five-minute, this looks like an M, like we need to go down. Should have been taking shorts, but just not good at shorts. I still think this is going to come down further. New 5-minute candle. Let's see, as long as maybe they'll reject the VWAP area again. Yeah, looks like they're still gonna... We're trying to work the way down. We're now violet on the 15 with... this is our last 5-minute of the 15-minute candle. Starting to get a little bit of a pickup here, though. Oh yeah, I like that. Don't kick me out right away. Come on. Ooh, this is trailing really tight. Really tight. I'm gonna zoom. Oh, damn, it took me out. That's okay. So that was like a $50 trade. Not great. Would have been better if I saw it earlier. Trying to zoom in so that way you could actually see it work. Yeah, damn. Let's see if we can get it to work one more time. So sell stops all the way down here. Okay, so as it moves up, the sell, yep, it's gonna get triggered. It's so slow on this one, but we are just scalping and milking this for everything that it's worth. Still waiting. It's a pretty large imbalance on the 15-second to come back into. See if we can come back and eat all of it. I basically just tapped the New York session VWAP. I don't like having that imbalance right there, though, to be able to take a long. They only took back maybe 25% of that candle. Yep, see how they did? They hadn't taken it all. Let's see if they continue selling off. I've now taken back like 50% of it. Okay, they took back like 50% of the red vector, but we're back below, or no, that's kind of at the New York VWAP. There we go, flushing down, coming back, taking back that imbalance almost completely. We're about 75%. See if they can tap that 970 again. There you go. Can we take any more of it? There, they've completely taken that imbalance back. Remember that 5-minute vector that they had not completely taken. This could be a flip back long again. Red vector at the lows. Pushing down. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to try this one again. And do we like this? Do we not like this? Trying to decide. Watching this kind of form. I feel like we can get back to the 50 on the 15-second. It's definitely wiki. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Oh, we don't like that. Gotta make a decision if I just get out of this trade right now. Kind of finished. We have a little bit of a gap there on the 15-second, so they could just be grabbing whatever orders that they can. Oh, they filled the gap. Okay. Still watching. Seems like they're really kind of fighting this area a bit. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. Yeah, negative 500 on the account is not good. but it's just not really telling me anything here. Okay, we're back up to the 13 on the 50. Kind of swinging between the 5 and the 13. Don't have any vectors down here on the 15 second, which always makes me a little bit nervous. Oh, there's that sweet. Okay, I'm just going to take myself out there. Okay, let's see if they actually continue down. That's where the speed of candles come in. I should have known it was taking too long that they were going to sweep it with not having a vector. And this would typically be my entry long. Unfortunately, I don't have anything down below. They took back the 5 minute. Now I just need to wait and see if I can actually get... Yeah, it looks like they'll probably continue selling this off again. Working right back into this on the 15 minute. I do like this for a long break. I'm gonna manually trade this one. And I might just cut myself out if I can't get a lift off there. There's a little bit of a lift. Okay, we're gonna do sell one stop. We're going immediately to stop, break even. Just so that way, just in case. Yep, there they came back down, tagged me out. I'm gonna watch this again. There was a blue vector on the 15 second. I'm watching to see if they're gonna come back down into that or if this is actual volume coming in. Yeah, well, that could have just been a grab, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a grab. See if they can push. They do have a red vector up here to 61. Kind of waiting to see if they're going to come for it or not. Looks like they might like that blue one better. 5 minute no vector. They're going to continue selling this thing off. I need to get out of the way. I'm going to find an exit on this trade. Let's see if they come back into the 961, which is also the 50. I'm trailing my stops. I got lucky that they came back up and cleared that out. Notice we have blue vectors on the 15 second. Yeah, I should have just gotten out. Actually, that would have been a nice entry short. Damn it. And I wasn't fast enough to grab that as a short entry. Yeah, notice the pin rejections on the 50 on the 15 second. This should have been, this was my clue to go short. Trying to recognize them better. And then if I had trailed it, I might have gotten taken out because I probably would have trailed it to here. Either way. I'm kind of eyeing this 857, but I don't know if they're going to slowly work their way down. And check the 1 minute. Just see if there's anything that I'm missing. Imbalance, what? No vectors. Look at this, none. So they're going to want to come down. And I know there's not a gap here. I don't know why this is gappy. Even on the 1 minute, we have an imbalance at 850. Violet on the 15 second. I already took the violet back. Don't really have anything on the 15 second to trade back into for longs. And this still looks like shorts are winning. Here we go. We're coming back to the low of day again. No vector on the 5. Did get a red vector pushing down on the 15 second. 15 minute is almost coming back to this. This could be a good entry for a long. I'm going to give it a little try here. It was not a complete double bottom. Okay, we're going to mitigate risk. Just want to, okay, yeah, see that was where, maybe I shouldn't have done that. If we break through these 2 wicks to the upside, yeah, I'm in again. Okay. Ooh, that was rough. Really? What a jerk. Just go right back up. God, why do I feel like I'm reading this right? Let's see what this 5 minute does. We're going to try a short. Even if it doesn't like me. What in the world? And then it comes down. Okay, this is what you get when your stops are too tight. I think they're going to flush it. I honestly think they're going to flush it. Yeah, there they go. They just broke the low. Red vector on the 15 second. I'm really thinking 850. If they come right back up in here, then all they did was re-break the lows to go up. It's not looking like that. It looks like they're still going to come down. Re-break the lows. 873. Now they're going to come back up again? I don't know. Okay, they're taking too long of a bounce, so they are going to continue down, it looks like. Looking at this 5 minute, are we going to continue down? Because this. Yeah, we're spending too much time here. Okay, just in case this is becoming some kind of like little support zone, I'm still expecting a flush to the downside. Okay, there's a nice little flush. We took back that imbalance on the 5 minute while I was running my mouth texting. And I like that for a long entry. Nobody truly knows whenever they're done. Maybe not. Nope, there was the 850 tap with a violet vector. 846. Wicking. Okay, I have to put a stop in place to protect myself before I decide to do something ridiculous. I want to see them push through. Seems like we've got some commitment, possibly. Notice if I keep putting it at break even, they're going to tag me out. I'm going to start trailing it on the bottom of these wicks though, just to mitigate risk. I want to see if they can push over this 50. Nope. Oh, they took me out. Bleeding back down. No vectors on the 15-second at the lows again. I mean, they've got a pretty well established 15-minute here sell off. Don't know how far it'll go. Don't know how tired these how tired the sellers are. Coming up to almost a new hour. New 15-minute candle, I guess, just started 3 minutes ago. I like that hold. Well, it looked like a hold. I need to see this flip. $15. That might be too quick. $5-minute. Do we have no vectors on the 5 and a new 5-minute candle? Oh, there we go. It's looking like a levitate. We'll see if this is just if they can actually clear the 50 on the. If we actually continue up, that would be awesome. But I don't know that we'll actually do that. Two green vectors in a row. This could just be a push up to come right back down again. I should be trailing this. Just trying to give it the benefit of the doubt so it can actually move. Doesn't look like it wants to. Coming back down for the green vector on the 15. Remember what I said here? This was my entry for a short. Right here. Well, guess what? Same thing. Green vectors into the 50. Apparently that's how I'm having to teach myself today. Kind of starting to base out here. we go, re-breaking the lows. I don't know what kind of sick game I like to play on myself, but I really just... the way that it just ripped right back up on the 1 minute. I don't have the 1 minute here, but just flipped almost immediately. Immediately going break even. And trailing manually. Five and 13 are crossing on the 50-second. Nope. The 15-second, I mean. Five minutes, still not a vector. 15 minutes, still not a vector. I'm gonna check the 1 minute here. Still nothing on the one. This 5 minute. That's how we're getting a compilation of wicks down here. Did they pick up? No, I'm just questioning, did they pick up enough? Or are they... No, there's the re-break of the lows. And I have no vector on the 5 minute signaling to me of any kind of a change. That was a very cheeky double bottom. Candles are tiny on the 15-second. Except for this one. This one's a big one. Came right back to my entry and then said, see ya. Another red vector on the 15-second at the lows. Kind of getting some wobbly price action here on the 15-second. No, we're just going to step out. I think I'm done. I just don't like this price action. Trying one more. A little bit late of an entry. No green vectors. All this was red. Where's the 1 minute? Well, that's the 2. I meant the 1. Really? Nothing? Okay, Apex is not going to like me on that one. Trading like dog shit. Yep, I am done. Just gonna walk away. Luckily, I was only trading one account. I'm green on all the others.